Good morning, readers. Well, today is Friday, the third Friday in March, so it is release day for Undiscovered Tomb, which is the 15th book in the Reg Rawlins Psychic Investigator series. And you can download Undiscovered Tomb on my website. I'll include the link to my blog post, and all of the other links are included in there. As well as a link to a free download for the first book in the series and some other new releases that you might be interested in. So here is a reading from Chapter 1 of Undiscovered Tomb. Reg rubbed her eyes and yawned, not particularly ready to face her day and Sarah's disapproval. The gray-haired older woman was usually pleasant and easy to get along with. Reg's landlord, she rented out the guest cottage in her backyard at a very reasonable rate, fully furnished in a rustic Florida style, and could frequently be found stocking Reg's fridge or writing new appointments into Reg's appointment book on the kitchen island, which Reg didn't pay her to do. She was helpful and grandmotherly and had helped Reg through some difficult situations. But Reg did not like cats, and that was a problem. She had an African gray parrot as her familiar, and bird feeders in the beautiful gardens on the property, and cats were high on her list of pests to be eliminated. Starlight, Reg's black and white tuxedo cat with a white marking on his forehead, had been lucky to escape Sarah's wrath. Reg had adopted him before she knew of Sarah's anathema, so Sarah had overlooked Reg's not consulting her first. Sarah even fed Starlight when she popped over, which was frequently. Too much, if the truth were told. But the recent addition of Horace was another story. Reg had not gotten permission to take in another cat, and had known that Sarah was strict in her rule that Reg was not to have any more pets, especially cats. Of course, Reg knew that the pure black cat was not actually the usual run-of-the-mill domestic short-hair that he appeared to be. And she hadn't adopted him, not intentionally, anyway. "I can't help it that Harrison left him here," Reg told Sarah for the 100th time. She gathered her box braids into both hands to pull them all back behind her shoulders and let the red strands fall. "I told him not to, but he did, and it's going to take me a little time to find a new home for Horace." "You can't keep him." "I know that, and I'm not planning to. I told you that from the start. He's not going to stay here. But I need to find a new home for him. I can't just dump him on someone." Sarah's sour look indicated that she didn't see why not. "That's what you said last week." "I'm trying. It isn't like I can return him to his previous owner. That warlock was in Egypt, and I don't even know if he exists anymore." Yeah, it seemed like a strange thing to say about a person, and maybe it was, but Reg didn't know how else to put it. Uncle Harrison had made the warlock disappear, and whether he'd used his powers as an immortal to transfer him back to the house in Egypt, or had annihilated him, Reg had no idea. And she didn't really want to know. Even if she asked Harrison, he'd probably give her some nonsensical answer, or ask her something about the nature of human existence, and she'd be no closer to the truth. Didn't he have heirs? Maybe the cat could go to his children. I hope he didn't have children. Reg gave a little shudder, thinking about the evil, power-hungry warlock. And if he did, I wouldn't give Horace to them. He wasn't happy in Egypt. "Egypt is a wonderful place for cats. They're worshipped there," Sarah pointed out. "They used to be worshipped there. That was a long time ago. Now, who knows how they treat them? Probably let them wander the streets and get eaten by dogs." "There is a natural order of things," Sarah said with a nod, as if this were a sad truth and nothing could be done about. "Just like cats eating birds?" Sarah's face got red. Not the right thing to say. Not when Reg wanted Sarah to calm down and relax about Horace being around for a few more days. "Sorry," Reg rubbed her eyes again. "I just got up. I need my coffee. Then I'll be in a better mood. I shouldn't have said that." "You know that I said no more cats. Even having that other one over to visit." Sarah rolled her eyes over the concept of kitty playdates, but Starlight really did like having Nicole over. Horace's adoptive mother, Nicole, was also black all over, and she and Starlight were very close. I know, but I didn't take in another pet. You wouldn't want me to just open the door and shoo him out, would you? Have him stalking around your garden? Certainly not! Sarah's voice got noticeably shriller. But we do have animal shelters. You could take him to one of those. You want him to be put down? How's that fair? He hasn't done anything to hurt anyone. His owner turned out to be an evil warlock who should never have had a pet. Who knows what kind of abuse Horace had to put up with while he was there? You think he should just be turned out and put down for something that wasn't his fault? Reg's own experiences with being abused and frequently moved from home to home in foster care meant that this hit much closer to home for Reg than it did for Sarah. It wasn't Horace's fault that he'd been treated that way. Harrison had rescued him from a bad situation and dumped him on Reg, believing that she would be the best person to take care of him. And in other circumstances, maybe he would have been right, but as Reg couldn't take on another pet under the current circumstances. Reg pulled the coffee pot from the coffee maker, even though it was still dripping a little, and the drips sizzled on the hot plate and filled the room with the smell of burning coffee. She sloshed a good amount of coffee into a mug and quickly put the pot back in place. I'll give Francisca a call later today, she promised. She was going to be looking for some other homes too, okay? Yes, fine, Sarah agreed grumpily. Why doesn't she take this cat in until she can find a new home for it? She had all of the kittens before. She can easily manage 2. I've tried to get her to take him, but she says that there's too much else going on and that she needs to concentrate on the others. She's worried about things. Reg didn't want to get into it too deeply. She, too, thought that Francesca should be able to take one more cat, even if it were just short term. But Francesca's worries about Horace and his 8 litter mates were serious, and not something that could just be brushed off. And Reg would prefer that Francesca were the one taking on that responsibility. Reg didn't want anything else to do with the witch doctor and the other catechins. Just see that you deal with it soon, Sarah reiterated, looking at the black cat, who for the moment was curled up on the cushion of the wicker sofa, looking perfectly happy and at home. I will, Reg promised. But she didn't know how she could find Tim a home any faster than she was already trying. Sarah did a quick flip through the date book on the island, showing that she was moving on to other things and would not stop being involved in Reg's life. Let me know when you do. Okay, so that is a reading from Undiscovered Tomb, the 15th book in the Reg Rawlins series. And you can head over to my blog post and buy that if you haven't already. If you pre-ordered it, it should be in your inbox now. And as I said, there are some other books there that you may want to download. And just as a quick little announcement here, the audiobook version of She Wore Mourning, which is book 1 in the Zachary Goldman Mysteries series, my private investigator series, is now available for purchase as well. So if you are into audiobooks, like to read books while you're walking or running or doing the dishes or driving, then you can pop over to my website and pick up that audiobook as well. I hope to have some more audiobooks available for you this year. All right, until next week, happy reading.